All right, well, trying to stay motivated and keep rolling forward with things that I need to get done on this car that aren't regarding the motor that, you know, well, you know, if you watch the other videos, you know. So, in moving forward, adjusted my glass the other day, and I think it's fairly close to being where it needs to be. This is sitting where it's just pressing on this gasket up top, and it sits with a little bit of gap here. Seems to be pretty much the same all the way down. My window rolls up and down smoothly. And on to problem / question for everyone. So I ordered, oh, and I did my weather stripping on the door too. And yeah, it's tight, really tight. So I want to say when I took this beltline weather strip, whatever, off the glass, it was just clips that held it on. And these are the 67-68 beltline kit. It all came with a huge weather strip kit from CJ's. And anyways, so I clipped on the inside one, and the lower stop's not in, by the way, so I can roll the window down lower. The outside one though, and this is what I'm dealing with, they have slotted grooves like this. I don't remember if my original doors were that way. I want to say they were just little squares, but maybe they were like this to allow you to center it better. And you see it's got some gap at the front there. This probably could have slid forward, but actually I don't think it can go forward anymore. Or at least it didn't want to slide. But anyways, so my predicament is, one, this belt line doesn't sit tight. Like, let me roll this down all the way so I can show you better. So you can see daylight there, it's gapped. Like, you can see how much it moves. It doesn't snap in tight. So, I mean, granted, I know the glass normally pushes against it. So the problem is I can't even roll the window up all the way, because when it gets to this part where the bottom frame is, this catches on the lip on the other side of this. So this is the furthest I can roll it up, right there, before it starts to catch. As you can see, it's not all the way up. But it wants to bind and catch on that weather strip. I don't know if you can see it moving or not because the door's moving, but see if I can try to brace it. No, can't really. Anyways, that's what it's doing. So the other thing is when it rolls down, it wants to catch the top and pull it off because of the lip on the top of this window. This right here. So first off, my question is this weather strip jacked? Because all it's got is just the little clips on it. And I can show you the other side. I haven't done the passenger one. These are the clips. Look like that. And these clips face downward. Like, it seems like it's tight until it gets past this, the base of this clip. Then it acts more like a hook than a spring to hold it in place. And I did it where one side is got the curve here, like so. So obviously it's made to where it curves like this. The curve goes towards the back. And this black strip on the back seems to be like an adhesive. It has this plastic covering. I did pull that off whenever I put this on, because I figured it would spring and press and kind of glue itself to the door to seal up behind it as well. I don't know how, it's not really that sticky, maybe after heat gets to it and the glass pushing on it. But my other issue is I actually destroyed the driver's side one of these. So this is the window scraper, or the outside weather strip. Same style clips. Stuck this on. Damn near couldn't get the window up past it. And I figured maybe it just had to get past, you know, this. Once it got past this, it would be good. I was wrong. Once it got past that, then I couldn't get the damn thing to go back down. So it ripped. Let me grab one of these small ones to show you with. It ripped it right, like along the base right here. Like here. and wanted to mangle it up. Not only that, so these rear ones, they came where this black stuff was stuck together. You can see where it peeled away the other one. Both sides were butted up against each other, and I guess they melted together. So I want to say these rear ones you staple on though, because it came with a little baggie of screws, little self-tappers. I don't know where these self-tappers go. Not sure what those are used for. It comes with a little drill bit and staples. And I believe they staple onto the back. But anyway, so my curiosity is one, is my beltline weather stripping, the clips on them just kind of weird, screwy for this aftermarket? Then are they not meant for that? Is that why it's not sticking well? Are you supposed to use some kind of adhesive and clamp it so it holds to the door? Like, I don't know the deal. I mean, that huge gap, that ain't working. Like, I'm guessing you'd have to put some kind of adhesive or staple it or whatever to pin it. 'Cause I mean, yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. Second question, I don't know if you can tell from the video, but this front seems to be about the right distance. As it goes to the back, it narrows really freaking small. This is where it tore at, was in the back, and this is where it was binding at on the other outer weather strip. So my second question is, if anyone else with 67, 68s can give me measurements, say at the end where this vent, well actually, I'd love it if you don't have the vent window in, you can get me up here, because I'm curious, I might have to modify both doors, because the passenger one for sure, like I said, had the problem with getting the vent window in. But give me a measurement from the outer skin to the inner skin here, one about the middle, and one at the end. And then I gotta figure out, is there even a place where I can separate this to spread this? Because I think this and this is all one piece. I don't think I can actually spread these two sections. Because I'm pretty sure the inner panel of the door includes this back and this face. And then the outer skin, which is this face, and all this is what's rolled around and then spot welded. So I don't know if I can even spread this up top any, at least not without causing damage. I might be able to put something in here and spread just a little bit and it just bend like from here to here, this little section out. Because I do, well, if it'll fit in there, I do have a caliper spreading tool that's ratcheting. I might be able to get in there and clamp, or not clamp, but fit it in here and then spread it apart some. Just don't know. You can see my weather stripping job's not the best. My first attempt at it. I don't know how you get this to hold the face right here down well, and also here you can see where I over schmoed it and bled out. It'll probably all get redone come time for paint. I'll have paint and body shop, whoever I get to do it, do all this more than likely, because I hate weather strip, I hate window adjustments, I'm tired of welding and cutting, don't want to deal with body work anymore. I'm to the point of almost being exhausted with doing my own work on things like that. Don't mind mechanical stuff, bolting on, but I don't even want to build the next motor for this thing. I'm gonna have the machine shop do it, because this issue that I have here just like hit hard and hit your confidence a little bit whenever something like this happens. Even though I'm still not for sure that it was something I did other than the metal shavings. Obviously that was me, but I don't know if the actual building of the motor was a problem, other than obviously me buying the wrong pistons, 10, 15 years ago, whenever I built this motor. But yeah, this weather stripping sits really tight. It starts getting tension right about there. So you have to, yeah, it's not even sharp. You have to slam the shit out of it. Hopefully after a couple days or weeks or whatever, that'll compress down and it'll close a little better. I don't have to adjust the strike. So onto this side, I haven't done the weather stripping, but this side seems to be about the same distance all the way down it. I haven't tried to do the weather stripping because I'm kind of hesitant to ruin another one. I don't even know if you can buy just the single pieces. It's $60 for the set for the doors, which is, in my opinion, obnoxiously expensive for what it is. So like I said, anybody's got 67, 68, hook me up with these measurements, please. End, middle, there. And if you have info on these little holes, is that right? Or are these aftermarket doors just screwy? I think if you watched the previous video, I did say that this whole passenger side was ordered from Scott Drake, Scott Drake distributor or whatever. And then the whole driver's side was NPD. So these doors are different, which I guess explains my issues up front here and why one of them, I think that side over there is the one that didn't have the outer hole on the door on the end. I'm not going to open this one because this one's even more of a pain to shut. And it's funny because MPD actually had, I went to look up the prices of the doors to see how much the passenger side one to match this one is. They actually have a door clearance there now that's missing that outer hole, which is funny, and it's the passenger side one. In case anyone's curious, the door is like $350, $360, something like that, I think, for a replacement passenger side if I had to go buy the door later, which I probably will. And then the one that's missing the hole, which obviously I already did the hole on this side, so wouldn't be too big of a deal to do the one on that side. The one with the hole was like $280, I think, so it's close to $100 off for that hole. It's not too bad. So past that, that's the biggest issue I'm doing. I still have to align the rear glass. I want to say this one of the rollers is broken, which is why it's so loose and flopping around like that. Chances are I won't ever roll these down, so once they're up, they'll stay. So that one's got a lot of play too. So maybe it's just how they are. Or maybe they're just worn out. I don't even know. But enough rambling. I got one other question for anyone that has turbo experience or knows turbos, turbo sizes, preferably V8 info, since that's what I have, and single turbo. So this is an AGP 6262E. It's got an 82 AR exhaust housing. AGP recommended me swapping out this housing to a T4 1.27 AR. My question is, that exhaust housing is $240. An On3 turbo, for what On3 recommends for a single turbo for this size motor, is essentially it's a T76, I think, which is a 7665. That has a, I'm blanking. I want to say it's like a 96 AR exhaust housing. What do you believe would be the recommended? Because On3's turbos, the majority of them are like China built. They're low end budget. That's why they're so cheap. And maybe it'll run well, maybe it won't, don't know. So my question is, because AGP hasn't gotten back to me yet, but do you think it's a good idea to swap this housing and run that 1.27 AR on this small compressor as a single turbo, or should I just buy the On3 T76 or even like an eBay/Amazon GT45, which a bunch of people run singles on V8s? A bunch of people that do the junkyard LS swaps, that's what they run as a GT45. So let me know what your opinion is. I've held off buying anything because I don't know what the best choice is. Like I said, you can buy a GT45 off eBay or Amazon for $200, which is cheaper than just the exhaust housing. However, this is a billet compressor wheel turbo. It does have an anti-surge compressor housing. It is better made turbo in my opinion. I just don't know if changing out to that large exhaust housing will be still just way too off sizes if I'll just have issues. Like I don't want to have no boost till $5,000 and then instant crazy max boost and just over spooling or something. I don't know how to run. So I'm curious of what that setup on this motor will run like with boost, as far as like where I'll spool at, how fast it'll spool, if it'll put out any actual power with it being such a small compressor, if just the airflow is not enough, or if it's recommended that I just go cheap turbo for the time being until I build the bigger motor. The bigger motor, by the way, will be more than likely a 393 stroker, which is built from 351 Windsor. I'll just girdle it. It's a 2-bolt main. It'll be trick flow pistons. It'll be either the same cam I'm currently running or one similar to it. hopefully, if I had the money to do it all, I'll be swapping to a roller cam. If not, like I said, it'll be this flat tappet again. I'll have to buy a 351 intake, probably the exact same Edelbrock air gap. I'll have to get another distributor. I'll have to get an oil pan. And I think that's all for things I'd have to buy. New rods. It'd be obviously a stroker forged crank and forged rods. But that build, I added up, is about $5 grand, and it is a ways away because I'm broke right now. And it will be twin turbo, 2 of these, and it will hopefully push 1,000 horsepower. Hopefully, that's the goal, is to clear that at least. The motor will be rated for about 1,500. At least the rods, pistons, everything. The block would be the only thing I'd be sketchy about. Pretty sure I already know the answer, but for the short time this ran, does anyone think that these head gaskets can be used again? I'm pretty sure you cannot use these compression style gaskets over again. I'm gonna plan to buy new ones regardless, but if anyone thinks that's dumb and I can save money by not buying new ones, let me know, but I'm pretty sure you have to. I know anytime I've ever pulled heads off, you replace them, unless they're the MLS ones. Yeah, I think that's it for now. I'm gonna drill this for a new sensor. Like I said before, I think I can just drill right here, tap that, move this to there, and then swap this to just a regular 90. I'd love to be able to drill and tap in a new spot for boost reference. I just don't know where I could conveniently and cleanly out of the way. But yeah, all right, that's enough of this. Anybody can give me input, thanks, and thanks for watching.